Hey guys, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today is January 12th, I believe, and it is currently 3 p.m. and guess what I'm doing? Drinking a large honey vanilla latte from Whole Foods. Sunday to wake up early for classes tomorrow. I have classes from 9 to 2:50. 3 classes back to back, and why isn't this opening? I wanted to reward myself for getting through the first week back. Not the best one I've had, but still good. But I felt bad because the guy, no one was there. I get up there, I order my drink, and then a minute later, all these people show up ordering drinks, so he probably just made it quickly. But first week back, I also might get donuts after this too. I just thought I'd update you guys on my thoughts and what's been going through my head recently. Because it's like I talk to you guys, but like not on a deeper level. I don't really know how to explain it properly, but I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, oh, I've been stressed, I've been busy, but like just surface level things, I guess you can say. Yeah, it's my winter quarter of my senior year, so I just have spring quarter after this, and then I'm done. I graduate in 5 months, and then I'm done with school, which is so crazy. I can't believe I'm finally gonna be done with school, because I have mixed feelings about school. I like it and I don't at the same time. In high school, at some point my freshman year, I wanted to be homeschooled, or at least like have a couple classes at school and then the rest online at home. I just did not want to go to school or something. And I completely forgot, is that my blood? I completely forgot about this too, but I was looking at this journal that I would like write random stuff in, do random drawings, like all this stuff from like 7th or 8th grade into high school. And so like I wrote about that in there, how I wanted to be homeschooled or do a couple classes at school. But then my mom was like, oh, just do your freshman year, and then if you still want to do that, then we can talk about it. But I think I just completely forgot that I wanted to do that, because at that time I started to get more into acting, so I was like, I wouldn't have to wait to do acting jobs if I'm only taking a couple classes at school. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about like missing school, missing classes, having to make up all this work if I was just homeschooled. But that also would mean that I would have to miss dance, and I loved dance. I still do. I just have a different relationship with it now than I did then. And I still kind of don't like school. Like, I just want to be done. But at the same time, I do like learning. I like learning new things. And I've had to take classes that are like random, that don't have to do with my major, and that I've enjoyed because I like being able to learn new things. And I did sign up for an upper division geography course in case I didn't get into a course I was waitlisted in, and it only met once a week on Tuesday nights, but it was a night class and I didn't like that. And I was like, I'm going to need to drop this class, and I like had a feeling I was gonna get into the class I was waitlisted on, and I did. The professor emailed me, and it was a professor I had last quarter, so she remembered me, she recognized me, and the TA for that class was also my TA for the class last quarter, so she remembered me as well. And so she's like, oh, there's an open spot, so here's the enrollment code, here's the ad code, like, add it as soon as possible. And I was like, okay, yeah, I just had a class. And she's like, oh, I'm like so happy that it all ended up working out. Thank you for being so patient. Because I was emailing her, I was like, I want to be in this class. But I still didn't want to drop the geography class because I went to the first class and I don't know, it sounded interesting, but I could also tell that it was going to be a hard class because one, it was upper division, and then the teacher, there isn't like Google Slides or a presentation that you take notes off of. Like, he did show like a couple slides, but besides that, you're just taking notes on what he's saying. So you kind of have to remember what he said and pick out what you think is important. And I would also have to buy a textbook. I've already had to buy 2 books for 2 of my classes, so I didn't want to have to buy another one. And also, our grade for that class is just the midterm and the final. And then the midterm would be when I have a tech rehearsal for the 1X that I'm on the run crew for. So I would either have to show up late to tech rehearsal, which I don't know if that would go over well, or I would have to tell the professor that I won't be able to make it for the midterm and would have to take a makeup test. So it just was not gonna work out, but the professor also seemed like he was like funny. You know, it seemed like it would be like a cool class to take, but it just was not gonna work out, unfortunately. Now I'll be taking 16 units, 6 classes. So I just had to drop it. I could have learned about geography. Yeah, geography. What? I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking about. No, the other night I said I was taking a geometry. Literally a geography. Why do I always geometry? My thoughts now, like, so last quarter, I was like, so, wasn't really sad. Well, I don't really know how to explain it, but I was just kind of bummed, I guess. I was like, wow, it's my last year here. I only got to be here for 2 years. Like, I'm already graduating. I'm like, I don't want to leave. Like, this is so sad. Like, I love it here. I love Santa Barbara. Like, I'm definitely gonna be coming back and visiting when I graduate. And also, my lease doesn't end until July 1st. So I'll be staying a couple weeks after I graduate, and I won't be doing school, so I'll get to like enjoy Santa Barbara and Isla Vista without having to worry about school and homework and whatnot. I also need to do my homework. I have like so many assignments due tomorrow, and I can't work on them before class since my first class is at 9. And that's when I'm working in the shop doing whatever. On Wednesday, we were bringing down old chairs, or like, we just have so much chairs and furniture used for like sets and stuff that we're like, we need to get rid of some of this because there's just too much and like not enough room for it. So I was using a rope pulley system to bring the chairs down. So I was up there and someone else was down there holding the other end of the rope, and he had like most of the way, I'd say. And then the teacher was up there with me, and then later on another guy came up and was helping sort them and like choosing which ones to bring down. And so I was hooking the chairs onto the rope, and then there is a little bar thing, I don't know how to describe it, that I would sometimes like step over, and then there would just be only like a tiny piece of wood on the ledge, and that my foot was on to make it easier to like get it over the railing. That's the word I was looking for, because some of them were heavy, and there's me, lifting these. And then there's this one rehearsal chair that's made out of both metal and wood, and I didn't see, and neither did anyone else, that the backing on one of the sides was coming off. And of course, I hooked it on that side, so I put it over the railing. I didn't step over it this time, luckily. And just as I'm letting go of it, my spidey senses kicked in or something. I just, like, in slow motion saw the rope slip through the chair where the backing was coming off. And, like, at the moment, I didn't, like, realize what just happened, like, that the backing was off. I was just, like, because I made sure that the chair wasn't gonna fall when I was bringing these down, when I was hooking them, because that wouldn't be good. So I saw it just go through, and I caught it somehow. So I'm like bent over the railing, holding on to this heavy chair, and then I'm just like, and everyone down there is like, and at this point it was just me and the teacher up there. The other guy had like gone down to be like, oh, you need help with the rope? Then I just called the teacher over, and they're all like, help her, and he's like, oh my gosh. I don't even remember what his reaction was. All I was thinking about was getting to safety. So we got it back over, and then that's when he's like, oh, the backing's coming off. I was like, oh yeah, it slipped through there. And he's like, it slipped through there? I was like, yeah, and I caught it. And he's like, nice job. And then we found a different way to hook it and bring it down. Everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. And then the guy on the rope was like, was that my fault? I was like, no, it was a chair's fault. Like, the backing was coming off and it slipped through there. And then 5 minutes later, I was done and went to my next class, and then my other class after that. And then I didn't even realize, but all of a sudden my thumb was like stinging, and I was walking to my next class, and then I realized that my rings, when I caught it, like pierced my skin. So you can't really see it, but there's like 3 little dots. I'm pretty sure from this ring. That I could not focus in the rest of my classes, in my 2 other classes that day, because that moment just kept replaying in my head. And then these LA fires are like making me so sad, because I know whenever I tell people that I love LA, they look at me like I'm crazy, because so many people don't like LA, which I get. There's like sketchy places, like sketchy areas, and the traffic sucks. But, like, I don't know, LA is just so special to me, and I've been to so many different parts of LA that I just, like, it's just magical. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just such a special place for me. And then, like, seeing it go up in flames, and then, like, places I've been to no longer existing is just so heartbreaking. And, like, all these people's houses, like, and their belongings, like, not being there anymore, and, like, all the animals. Like, I saw this TikTok of this one girl, she was trying to get back to her place to get her dogs and cats, and she tried at least 3 different times, but they wouldn't let her through to save them. So she lost all of her pets. And it's just, like, people were like, oh, well, it burnt down rich people's houses, so, like, it's fine. It's like, you don't get, a lot of people don't get with, like, the acting industry, unless you're, like, one of, like, the main, like, it people, like, you're constantly in, like, movies. Like, there's certain people that you'll, like, be like, oh, look, they're in this movie, they're also in this show, like, they're constantly being booked. Those people make a good amount of money. Everyone else doesn't. Maybe they'll get 1 or 2 jobs a year at most, and that's all they're making that year. So really, you think they're like rich and making all this money, when in reality they're probably not. So it's like they can't rebuild their house to where it was before, but something sus definitely is going on with these fires. Like 3 different fires started at the same time in different places. And I've seen video footage of people like starting fires. Like something weird is going on. 2025 so far is like, what is going on? Yeah, and some of these houses were built in the 1920s. And like now, when they're gonna be rebuilt, it's gonna be all modern. And it's not gonna have that like 1920s charm anymore. Like that old feeling. Not like old, but like, I don't know, like Great Gatsby vibes, I guess. Yeah, so that's been on my mind a lot this week, is the fires. Like, I keep on crying multiple times a day because it's like it's all I see whenever I open Instagram or TikTok or any social media platform, which is good that people are talking about it and sharing resources. It's just spreading everywhere. So everyone that's being affected by this is in my thoughts and prayers, because it's just truly so sad and heartbreaking. Last quarter I was like, oh, so sad that I'm graduating. But now I can't wait to graduate. But still not at the same time. Like, I know people in all my classes this quarter, so I feel like my classes are gonna be fun and also hard at the same time. There's a lot of work, it seems like. But last quarter really tested me. I was super busy, busiest quarter ever. And just all these like senior things are coming up, graduation things that I need to think about. And I need to start thinking about my life after graduating too, which people love to ask me about. I want to be done because like now I'm at least a third of the way through now. So I just want to get to that finish line, but I also love it here. I love my friends here. I love my life here. Like, I feel like everyone needs to like get out of their hometown and live away from their parents and family to really find yourself and like have new perspectives and experiences. Also can't wait to go back home at the same time. Like, I love my home, I love my family, I love my friends there, so that's like also hard. I'm like at this point where I want to be at 2 places at once. Like, I love being here, going to class, seeing my friends, just doing whatever, I guess. Because like I feel like when you're in college, you're like in this bubble because you're becoming an adult, but you're not really in the adult world yet, if that makes sense. Like, because you're still in school, so you don't have like, you still have responsibilities, but you're not like going full into the workforce and all this stuff, I guess. Where was I even going with that? I don't even remember. Yeah, I love being in this bubble, like having movie nights with my roommates. Like, I watched a scary movie with 2 of my roommates last night, and then Thursday night going downtown. I went downtown with people, and like, I don't know. It's just a vibe. That's so cringe, but I don't know how else I want to describe or word it. But I also can't wait to like start this new life after college, of like finding who I am and starting to like get into the career I want to go into, and like, I don't even know, travel. Like, there's things that I feel I want to do, but feel like I'm restricted since I'm still going to school. But it's also scary thinking about how I'm graduating, because it's like a lot of my life has just been like, oh, school, and then now I won't have that. But now I'll have this free time, and really thinking about what I want the rest of my life to look like. For a while, I've been thinking about how I want to like create my own little short film, I guess, just and like post it on YouTube. But I just feel like I haven't had the time or like the specific vision I want yet. But be on the lookout for that. Like, I feel like by the time I'm graduated, you will see a little short film on my YouTube channel, directed by me, starring me, maybe other people might help me film, all shot on my iPhone. Hopefully I'll have a new phone by then, because the iPhone 16 has a nice camera, so it'd be nice to film on there. But I do have a concept of what I want it to be, but that's all I'm sharing. But I'm starting to really like think about what I want to really post on my YouTube channel as well, because I do a lot of vlogs, but I feel like not a lot's happening in my vlogs. It's mainly me talking like this. This is more of like a sit-down talking video. I feel like I'm always filming in my car, but I love being in my car, so like I like driving and listening to music. So whenever I have to like drive home, I'm like, yes, because I'm going home, but also I get to listen to music for like 3 hours and like drive and see all these views. I'm definitely getting senioritis. I'm getting burnt out. I don't know how I was able to get through last quarter. I was really struggling at like towards the end there, but I managed to get good grades and get everything done. And already I'm like, the workload for this quarter. I'm like, geez, I seriously have to do this again. And then again, another quarter, another 10 weeks, 11 weeks. But I'll be done in 5 months. I'll be graduating, and I'll have my diploma, and then I'll get to relax here in a few weeks and do anything that I've wanted to do here. I need to create a bucket list, actually. Especially my last quarter here. I'm gonna like try to do so much stuff, and I'll try to film all of it. Like, I'm gonna try every coffee shop. I want to try all the like, what's the word? Not iconic, but like go-to spots to go in Isla Vista and Santa Barbara. Like, I've been to Blenders. I've been to Finney's. Where are other places I've been to? I don't know. I can't remember at the moment. But I still need to go to like Freebirds and Supakukas, and I just want to try everything out. But that's spending money. And my finances aren't that great currently, but I'll hopefully be dog sitting more this quarter and next quarter. I should be dog sitting for 1 day this month. We'll see. I'm really gonna watch how I spend my money. Like, yes, I just spent my money on this, and yes, I'm thinking about buying donuts, but this is like me rewarding myself, because I did not want to come back. Because it's like, I obviously do want to come back. I like hanging out with my roommates. I like my apartment. I like my bed here. And like being on campus, like I see a bunch of people I know too. I do like it here, but I also miss home, of course. Like, I spend a lot of time with my parents and family and Baxter, of course. Like, Christmas break, I'm not here, I'm at home for like almost a month. So then, since I'm spending a good amount of time home, it makes me not want to leave. Like, I almost started crying when I was hugging my mom goodbye to come back. That hasn't happened since I like moved up here my junior year when I transferred here. And what's crazy to think is when it was coming time to apply to schools to transfer to after my community college, I only applied to 2 because there was a lot going on at that time and I did not know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to transfer. Like, I also at that point was like done with school, but I knew that would be good for me to get out of the house and like experience going to a 4-year university. And that was also always what I wanted to do. That's what I was planning on doing, is going to a 4-year university. It was also weird for me because I like to plan everything out. Like, since elementary school, I knew everything I wanted to do, and then at a certain point I didn't. So that was also scary because I had everything planned out and then all of a sudden that got turned upside down. But the other school that I applied to was UCLA. I don't remember if I've talked about this before. And UCLA was my dream school since I love LA and they have like a good like acting program there. I didn't get accepted along with a bunch of other people. I'm surprised I actually got accepted here because I was looking at the acceptance rate and like it's pretty low, but everything works out for a reason. And I remember when I was touring UCSB, like I started imagining myself there. So even though I was like, oh, I'm going to UCLA, in the back of my mind, I knew it was gonna be UCSB. And then I ended up getting accepted. So I'm proud of myself for making to where I am today, because the thought of me moving out to somewhere 3 hours away from home, getting my own apartment, basically starting a new life, finding new friends and all this stuff is like scary. Like, that's always scared me. Like, going into middle school, that scared me because I'm going to a bigger school. And then high school, and I have social anxiety, and it's like I always did stuff with my parents, and then so now like they're not gonna be here. Yeah, it was really hard for me adjusting at first, but I just ran out of storage, which makes sense because that was like half an hour, 40 minutes of me talking. I started a new life for myself here, and that's crazy. And I feel like I've like broken out of my shell more because I am an introvert, but now I feel like I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm trying to put myself out there more. I'm trying to get myself out of my comfort zone more. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I stopped doing them a long time ago, and I always would put like stupid stuff. I was like, if I want to make a change and accomplish something, then I should be able to do that whenever I want to. I shouldn't have to like wait until the new year to do that. I should just start when I want to, you know? One thing I do want to do this year is start getting out of my comfort zone more, which I started to do towards the end of last year, fall quarter. So joined the film club with Giselle, and I ended up being into short films because of it. And that's what I want to do. New opportunities. I went through a drive-thru when I got my coffee when I was coming up here. I told you guys. Because drive-thrus scare me. I hate drive-thrus. I never go through drive-thrus. And the only times I have been through drive-thrus is with other people in the car, so I was by myself. So that was new for me. And that might not seem like anything to some people, but that was big for me, going through a drive-thru by myself to new things, new experiences, new opportunities. Now I'm gonna go get donuts.